Hello, everyone, and welcome to session 97 of Pokerole. Ever closer we get to 100, where something special will kind of happen. You guys will see a visual difference. But in any case, yes, we are back to the Library Clairvoyance, where we have been for a while now, trying to go through Hattering's traps right now, or rather defenses. Kind of failed that last time, but I guess it wasn't too large a loss, so we're just going to go back in, probably. But in any case, I hope everyone is doing well today. And before we get our intro fully started up, since I want to save a little time here, I'm just going to go through my usual spiel about how if you like the video, do think about giving a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, think about doing that as well. But if you really want to help out, come over to Twitch. We're trying to reach a partner over here, but of course we need more viewers to do it. We're sitting at a nice pretty 50 right now, which is nice. But we need more. More! So if you want to come by, whether it's to lurk or to talk, think about doing so, because it does make a big difference, and it's always nice to see new people as well. Also, we have a pretty cool Discord community if you want to check that out, and of course the Pokerole Discord sub-community is off of that. You can find links to it. I have a coffee link if you want to help directly monetize my content, and I got a merch store if you want to buy some cool items. All links are in the description, so you can check them out at your leisure. And of course, as a little side, we do have a wiki for this game. If you want to catch up on episodes without having to watch every episode, you want to get recaps and catch up on things, or just study up on characters stuff, check out the wiki. A lot of good work put into it. Maybe put some work into yourself if you want. But you can check it out that link. All links are, of course, in the description, so you can check them all out down there. But with that being said, also Hydra has a birthday today. They do not want a happy birthday song.
No, I do not. But saying happy birthday. Thanks for the acknowledgement.
Does anybody not feel awkward if somebody sings a happy birthday song to them?
Oh no, it's completely awkward.
Only if you're a child.
Yeah, then it works, I guess.
Once you hit a certain age, and it's different for everybody, it starts to become increasingly awkward and just a moment of, oh god, please don't do this to me.
Yeah, we don't set any, like, we need to set a standard, like, okay, you turned 16, this gotta stop now, like, I don't This is illegal. You can get fined. I mean, you get fined anyways for singing.
Illegal.
I mean, you get fined anyways for singing the happy birthday song because the copyright holders are fucking jealous assholes about it. So if you just sing it on video or something, you can get demonetized. So, you know. Good times.
Really?
Yes, you can. They're very, very...
No.
Yeah, the copyright holders is like the estate of the person who wrote the song. And they're really... They're kind of vultures about it. Oh, everybody's using the song.
That is bonkers.
Wow.
There's no way that copyright is still in effect.
It's really against the spirit of the song, so I think it's really kind of gross.
Like, even several of the chatters saying that it should be public domain by now.
Oh yeah, there was a court case about that, and they've actually dismissed the whole copyright claim, so everyone can sing it now.
Oh, that's nice. That's
good. Cheapest.
Because I was a streamer, I had to concern myself with that bullshit sometimes.
At least it's not like Disney where they can just throw money at the court and increase their copyright extensions.
They forgot Winnie the Pooh.
Well, all but their version, anyway. Anyway, serious talk aside, are we at a point where I could recap us?
I think you are. I'm going to munch something while you do.
Excellent. Also, hopefully I'm okay for the chat to hear. I haven't heard any complaints yet about my mic. I may swap back and forth between this one and the usual one if I need to do distance shenanigans, so... But for tonight, I am being lazy. Recap this time is really easy and quick. Because Team Cheer sans Luxray and Florence, mostly at the suggestion of Mewtwo, head into Hattering's Cloister, you could call it. With an I, not a Y. New word of the day for people.
Does Cloister also have a Cloister? That'd be interesting.
Yeah. Cloister's Cloister. That's a mystery dungeon name and a half. The Cloister. I don't know why they haven't done that. Anyway, but yes, through these twisting, misty pathways in the non-Euclidean mind space of the tower, Team Cheer has wandered in, and they encountered some of the defenses that were in the way, left by Hatterene. Specifically an archway of sorts that caused those that passed through it to see something that they particularly desired. Though, fortunately for Team Cheer, they weren't rather fooled by such illusions.
Just disappointed they couldn't get the squeaky toys. Or at least some of them.
If you had failed any harder, it would have been way funnier. But instead another defense caught Tucker that I didn't even think Tucker would fail to.
Was it actually not a hard roll, or?
Well, I mean, for a will check, it is kind of a hard roll. Because you needed 2 successes to deal with it. If you mean the archway was the middling roll, considering the amount you had to roll for it. But they also came across the statue of a Corviknight with ruby gemstones for eyes that invoked one of your deepest fears and gave it life. And as it turns out, actually I'm skipping ahead a little. They encountered that after encountering Archimedes the Knockdown and his book of cheese puns.
I blame him for the statue falling with Tucker, because Tucker was frustrated.
That's fine. I will accept that. I mean, it's not really his fault, but I will accept that anyway. Because, Team Cheer came into what looked like an old kitchen with a bunch of stuff shuffled over to the side, and a square of sliced cheese on the floor. And Ralph tried to eat it, only to be teleported ahead by Rida. So he could not do so. And then Archimedes just hung himself from the chandelier and began spouting cheese puns as they conversed with everyone, and it was kind of great.
More like grated.
Oh gosh.
Oh no, not again.
Well, at least their ears didn't have to be shredded over the whole thing. Since eventually they decided to move on. And the players were thankful that I told them that that was a one-off. You rolled a 6. You got the joke room. I should also thank you, Ennio, for doing the recap summary that I am not actually reading from today, if you can't tell. But Ennio added in some real good cheese puns for the summary. So,
Made with real cheese.
Made with real cheese, yeah. But after that, Team Cheer encountered the Corviknight statue, and Tucker, being frustrated from all the cheese puns, wasn't quite looking ahead until the point he was too close to avoid said statue. And we got treated to another instance of Shadow Mightyena Nightmare Time! Yay!
Hooray again.
I know at least one audience member had a good time. But the rest of Team Cheer decided to fight off this Mightyena as best they could. And it just became increasingly monstrous as time went on. I expected y'all to run, and you didn't. Nobody ran.
We don't run.
Instead,
We
you had
have
the duo
zero.
trying to fight.
I mean, Tucker still hid behind a chalk gator, but you know.
Yes. Brooke consoled Tucker and did their best to help them out as much as was possible. Meanwhile, Ralph and Rita actually confronted this nightmare. And through a twist of fate, and Rita using Lucky Chant and Ralph being in the right position and doing the right thing, they managed to smash the statue, causing the illusion to disperse.
I'll say pretty good teamwork, because two people dealing with the statue while another emotionally helps Tucker. It worked out.
I helped Tucker too.
Emotional damage. But after that, the team wandered about further and found themselves turned around by another one of the automated defenses in the mindscape, and walked back into hydroponics.
Just get kicked out.
Yup. Oh, I'm sorry, viewers. Anyone who has their volume up, I apologize. So you may wish to turn them down and or take off your headphones.
Oh, okay.
Emotional damage.
That wasn't that bad. I think I've been louder to my stream.
And last I recall, Brooke immediately decided they were going to walk right back into the maze.
Yep.
Yeah, Mewtwo just basically was laying there in a cot, and I forget what they had with them. It was like a berry teeny or something. Like, oh hey, you're here. And yes, I am echoing, I know.
Well, since people are noticing it, sorry, Kyrio, you're causing the echo.
Oh, am I? Sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm just letting you know.
I just need to turn down my headphones.
I hate saying anything that discourages you from talking, but that's better. That works.
Okie doke. Is that who's in the void? Who's in the void? But in any case, we return with Team Cheer starting to head back into the labyrinthine halls that make up Hattering's defense to keep people away. Mewtwo is currently lounging and watching Brooke heading back to the crack in the wall. Just lazily looks over at the rest of you. I mean, if you don't want to take a break.
Rita's just
hurt?
gonna follow Brooke.
I don't think anyone's hurt.
No, nobody's actually hurt.
Alright, he's missing 1 HP.
I mean,
Oh no.
Tucker does take a bit of a deep breath at the comment. He's slightly emotionally haggard after the last experience, but he's also ready to go.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna go.
Alright. A bit of advice, as I try to get Mewtwo's voice back. If you find yourself in a tough spot, and you're stressed, sometimes the best thing you can do is eat something.
That is amazing advice. I will keep that in mind.
Mewtwo specifically looks at Tucker when they telepath this.
Tucker acknowledges the gaze. Yeah, munchies help sometimes. Interesting advice, actually, from him.
Alright. Who didn't get to do an adventure die last time?
I believe we all did.
Also, it was pointed out in the chat that yes, Rita indeed did use Calm Mind to make that more clear in the previous
Yes, I
episode.
apologize for glossing that over, but right, I did use something like Calm Mind and Heal Pulse in order to help calm Tucker down. Because Tucker was originally a wreck.
Yes. He's not a wreck anymore.
Well, in this case, any one of you may start the adventure die.
I'll start.
Okay. That's a 3.
A 3? Ah, something new. Thankfully it wasn't a 4, you would have rocked right back out.
I've been learning this.
Brooke leads the way back into the crack that leads into Hattering's space. This time, rather than a dusty old hallway full of books, you find this half-misted stairwell that you take down. And as you head downward, you feel gravity flip at some point. And those of you that are lagging behind Brooke and whoever was just behind them will see them heading the opposite direction on the underside of the stairs as you pass.
Oh, the MC Escher stores.
Tucker will take a moment to blink before simply muttering, I've already walked on a wall. This doesn't really faze me anymore. And walk into the stairs, too.
Brooke just sees stairs and starts climbing.
Well, as you...
We've been walking around this library on the walls already, so...
Ignoring gravity.
That's what you have to do so you don't fall. Tucker learned that.
It doesn't seem so much like a defense as just the space itself being wibbly-wobbly. But eventually, Brooke, you are going to come to a door that kind of seems like it's on the ceiling. It's almost like a trapdoor of sorts. Relatively square, looks like it's just big enough that even Ralph could squeeze through.
Awesome.
Can I reach it?
Yep. It's just kind of weird the way you reach it, because the stairs go right up to it, and it's almost like you're standing in front of... the best way to put it is it's sort of like you're standing at an axis point, where the gravity, when you reach for the trapdoor, makes you want to flop up against the trapdoor, as if gravity is down in that direction. Well, the stairs are down in another direction.
I see. Well, I'll try to open it.
Go ahead and just give me a flat dex roll.
Let's see. That's a 0.
Oh dear!
Oh no.
Those of you trailing behind Brooke will see as the Krakenaw attempts to open the latched sort of door/trap door, and it doesn't pull inward. So you push it outward, and you fall through with it.
Oh no. Whoops.
And you find yourself briefly hanging from what appears to be the floor of an art room. And then regular gravity reasserts itself. And you alight on the floor.
Oof.
I didn't say you fell or flopped. You alighted. You're fine.
Okay.
What's a light mean? I don't remember that word.
Just land.
Ah,
Yeah. Y'all have been doing this tower thing just enough that I would not necessarily flop you unless it was too sudden.
Sorry, that word sounds not very heavy, so I didn't know it.
That checks out.
Hey everyone, launch the first step.
It's almost like the first step into Mewtwo's office.
Tucker is probably close enough to see that entire weird flop that Brooke did as gravity reversed on him. So he hesitantly just kind of walks into it too, while kind of tits in his mind, bracing for a fall or bracing to catch himself like a cat would try to. Sadly, he is not a cat. Shall I also roll Dex?
The door is already open, but yes, you may, to see if you were able to right yourself, because this is a really awkward series of gravity
It's still
flips.
kind of confusing, even if the door is open. Okay.
It is a bit awkward, but you were able to get yourself out without flopping.
He lands with a pump on his feet, thankfully.
And I will not make Ryda or Ralph roll unless they want to, because you're both psychic.
Nah, I think Ryder can just easily make their way in.
I feel like Ralph has this.
Ralph, as you squeeze through, you feel the awkwardness of 3 different forms of gravity direction pulling at you at the same time.
Ooh.
It is wonky.
I wonder if this is how small Pokemon feel when they walk near me now. I made a fat joke about myself.
Well,
So, what's this room look like?
it seems to be an art room of some kind. It's relatively rectangular in shape, and this one in particular looks like it's dedicated to pottery or clay. There's mounds of clay, jugs of water, spinning pet. Is there a name for the spinning pedestals?
Oh,
Just
you mean the things to
spinning
make
wheel.
pots on?
Yeah.
I don't know what those are called, actually.
Pottery wheel.
Oh, okay.
Pottery wheels, thank you. And various tools dedicated to that sort of craft, as well as a few rudimentary works in progress that seem to be standing off to the side. You get the feeling that this might be an actual section of the tower somewhere. At least it doesn't feel like it is wholly disconnected from the tower.
Now, is it purely a pottery room, or was there other things?
This one appears to be purely a pottery room.
Okay.
There is what appears to be a finished work of some kind off in one corner, with a tarp over it. Standing at a relatively familiar height, I might add. But on both ends of the room are doors.
I want to take a peek. I'm curious. I'm going to take a peek under the tarp.
East and west doors, I'll call them, if you want a direction.
Okay.
Ralph is peeking under the tarp.
Yep.
Ralph, can you roll will for me? Get your flask.
God, it's gonna be another statue.
You cannot get you flask. Wait. Hold up.
Is
I
there
have
a
more than
kiln
one
in
more.
here?
2 more.
That's a good question. Is there a kiln to bake the pottery in? Ooh, those rolls.
Oh, yep, my 0 in total. No way.
Interesting. There is what appears to be a kiln of some description, but it is part of the back wall, away from where the products and everything are. You cannot get you flask. It's more like a metal
Thank you.
door. Oh, sorry?
No, go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's more like have you ever seen, like, pictures at least or anything of, say, a morgue or a cremation machine? It is just a
Maybe.
metal door, effectively, that has been placed on the wall.
Like
And
a pizza oven.
Yeah. I mean, a
what you
pizza oven is another good description.
You know, a more considering. Oh, like a pizza oven.
I mean, to be fair, they are very similar looking.
Yeah?
What pizzas do you make? Never mind, don't answer that.
What pizzas do you make? Zombie pizza?
Never mind. It's called Soylent Green. It's from Quebec.
It's organic.
It's organic. It's boneless pizza. The only correct answer. Ralph, under the tarp, you see what appears to be an as of yet unfinished, or at least not completely finished, version of the statue you encountered earlier.
Oh, the Corviknight? Ooh.
Called it.
It doesn't possess the eyes that were in the statue before, but seeing it does send a shiver down your spine.
We'll leave that there and rejoin the group.
Fortunately, Tucker wasn't really watching you because he was actually kind of. He sniffed out the fact there was tons of clay around here in the first place. I assume there's both soft and hardened clay here?
Correct.
Okay, he totally would sniff out the clay then. He'd actually be looking it over. Is there any, like, soft clay, like, in a container or something?
There is. Off to one side, there's a series of shelves that have the clay stored in such a way that it won't end up drying out unless, you wanted that. Like, they are wrapped and kept relatively damp.
He's going to nick a small bag of clay, or whatever it might be in.
Do you have any space in your bag? Let's see. How many things are in your bag? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, you have space in your bag. Feel free to make yourself an item, just brick of clay. Or brick of raw clay, I should say.
Alright. And if anybody is observing Tucker in this... Oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, while you were inspecting that, I wanted to see if the kiln was warm, like it'd been used recently.
It is not.
Okay. Tucker actually looks kind of eager. Like he kind of remembered how you can mess with clay and shape it and stuff, and that's why he nicked some. Looks like there's a lot anyway, so probably nobody miss it.
Did you wish to look in the kiln, Ryder?
Yes, I will. Might as well.
You open the kiln. There is what appears to be a clay mask of some sort. It looks like it would be fitted to a Pokemon with a slightly extended muzzle. And the eyes have crystal lenses in them.
I would like to look through the lenses. Like, put the mask on and look through it.
Certainly. It's a little awkward given your face is not the correct shape for it, but you can always hold it up. I should mention that whatever specific clay this is made of, or however it was painted, it's got this sort of oily sheen over it. Like, it looks like it's a sort of blue color, but it shifts slightly when you take it out and look at it in the light. But when you look through the crystal lenses, you can see footprints. Rather, you can see the glowing impressions of footprints from your companions as they happen to be walking around.
Interesting. If I can, I would like to carry this with me, just in case.
Certainly. can make you... No. Actually, I need promoted.
Oh, sure. Let me do that for you. Whoops, that's the wrong person. I don't know how I misclicked that. All right, there we go. And you'll get a promotion.
I'm genuinely considering making Ryda another sort of tinkerer, like Ralph, but instead of gadgets, it's pieces of clothing.
Well, that might relate you to the seamstress in some ways.
2 seconds.
I'll pop the lenses out and make my own pair of goggles.
Rude, someone worked hard on this.
Not now, not now. We don't know who this belongs to, so I won't be rude yet.
Oh, that's weird.
Keyword yet.
Oh, I thought I had the tapestry as an item in my inventory.
I believe you stashed that somewhere or gave it over. Is it in your written inventory?
I mean, I guess it is. I guess that's where I left it.
And there it is.
Well, actually, no, it isn't in my notes, but I assume it's there. I don't think I lost it at any point.
Yeah, it's there. Tapestry from the Gallantry.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, needs to talk about Tapestry from the Gallantry. But yeah, it's effectively there.
I'll put it here just so I make it clear on myself. There we go.
I feel like that's not on you.
It's a key
because of
item.
how... Yeah, it's how... Because of how delicate it is. I feel like... chat can always correct us on this. I personally feel like you either left it because it was delicate, or you sent it off.
Actually, that makes sense. I think he may have kept it, because there was an option to leave some stuff before this trip, so I think he probably left it at that point. Because it is delicate. Oh, wait, did he send it off? Did he send it off the spider? I don't think he sent it off for the spinner act.
I feel
thought.
like you did, but I have no confirmation on that in my brain.
I'm not sure myself now, thinking about it.
Like,
No, I don't think Tucker would have, because he doesn't just simply want it fixed. He wants to do something. He didn't want to break the knights what they wanted with the tapestry, but he also wanted to take it and try something. So I think he'd probably holding on to it still. That would be his motivation too.
Alright.
He wants to personally deliver it, to put it simply.
Yeah. Also, I apologize if I've been forgetting more things ever since taking over the position that I have. It has been a lot. So,
Position?
yeah, I am now the person who just runs file maintenance at my store.
Oh, I see. It's okay. Maybe we could reorganize your notes sometime or something if it's becoming a problem.
It's just why I've been doing the recap via the things that Ennio writes down more often. It's not too bad, but I've noticed there are things that have just sort of slipped my mind that normally I would have ironclad in my memory.
Yeah, I've noticed that when you did your own recaps, you were able to keep track of stuff better. I mean, I guess that is the downside of following somebody else's recap. But it's okay. Yep. It's just an observation.
Ennio's recaps, like I've said many times, are very much a godsend, and I very much appreciate them, especially now, because much more of my brain power is taken away thanks to work, is a good way to put it. Anyway, it's fine, Kyrio.
How long was Kyrio gone, actually?
They just said BRB a moment ago.
Oh, okay, I didn't see it. Okay, just real fast, okay.
Ah, okay. In any case, also, gosh, it's warm tonight.
Well, everybody here did something in this pottery room. I'm curious if Brooke had anything he was doing, or if he was observing the others.
I think I was just looking around. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Hey, keeping an eye on everyone.
Yep. Brooke would probably be the first to notice the eastern and western doors at the ends of this room.
He'll ask around. Anything interesting?
Oh, sorry, I missed that one.
He'll ask everybody if they found anything interesting.
Oh. Well, Tucker will kind of slightly sheepishly, since he did kind of nick the brick, but he expresses, I remember doing things with clay in school. He kind of says, not sure if the word is quite right. So I took a bit. It might be fun later.
Sure.
Rydo will present the mask to everyone and say, I found an interesting mask of sorts. It reveals footprints when looking through the lenses.
That sounds useful.
Is Ruff gonna say anything?
I'm sorry, I had to do a thing. Nah. I mean, he's intrigued by the clay and stuff, but he don't want, take it in.
But is he gonna clue Brooke or anybody into the statue? Basically, was the question.
Oh, nah.
Okay, so
I feel
nothing
like
interesting
we're
from
good.
Ralph.
I feel
Well,
like
it doesn't seem to be
we
a-
don't need to. We don't need to tell everyone that there's another one under there.
There doesn't seem to be a trick to this room, so I guess we'll just have to pick a door.
Tucker observes the doors now that they're being brought up. He was a little too focused on the clay before. The room probably has quite the earthy smell to it, after all, especially for his nose.
Yes. And it feels slightly damp in here, if only because of the environment the clay must be in.
Yeah. Is there anything, there's an east and west door, is there anything notable about them? Do they stand out from each other in any way, or are they pretty much the same doors?
They are pretty much the same doors.
Tucker will walk over to the west door and kind of sniff under it if there's a crack under it at all.
Rydo will inspect the east door.
The east door feels slightly warm, whereas the west door smells like paint. I have no way of cleverly alluding to the fact that it smells like paint, aside from it smells like paint.
I mean, that's paint smells like paint. Like it's the smell of paint. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Smells like acetone.
Ugh.
Tucker then speaks. Tucker will probably speak up first and kind of elate. This smells like school too. Something else that he did in it?
Go on, Ryder.
I was gonna ask, if I put on the mask and look through the east door, if I can look, could I see any footprints or anything?
Just to clarify, are you asking if the mask will let you see through the door, or are you opening the door and looking through the mask?
I propose open the door and look through.
Okay. Sorry, just one of those things I had to be certain on.
I don't think it has X-ray vision properties.
It doesn't, but I still had to ask. So you open the door and look through. You don't see any footprints. So you're not certain quite yet as to how long ago the footprints will remain for whatever powers this magical effect through the lenses. But in here, you see tools for metalworking. Things made of metal, statues, jewelry pieces, hammers, tongs, etc. And there is a forge in the back. And this room is also relatively long and rectangular, so the forge is a decent way away from the door for obvious reasons.
I want to go to the forge.
The forge is currently very hot. It is on and fiery. There is even a fence of sorts that is supposed to mark a safe distance.
Seems like we're going through that door.
Tucker's actually a little more than distracted. It seems like these artsy, crafty areas are making him think of past memories. So currently, he's still he's actually trying the door for the paint room now. So it's a little harder for a clock.
Okay.
He hasn't even noticed the other door open.
I'll tell Ralph keep an eye on Tucker and check on Rita.
Oh no, I've split the party again with choices. None of y'all can pick just one.
Tucker's tail's wagging. Actually, he's feeling positive memories, and thus he's focused on them.
You gave 2 enticing options. What did you expect?
do one at a time? I don't know. Anyway, jesting aside, the sculptures in the metalworking room are on the more abstract side, and several of them seem like they're intended to sort of move around and do the whole art by motion thing, but they're either broken or unfinished or just don't work. And there's multiple very rough goldsmithing pieces, I would say. Things like basic metal bands, bracelets, etc. That sort of thing.
Is there anywhere I can find a grindstone, adhesive, or a drill?
A grindstone, an adhesive, or a drill. Unfortunately, you don't see a grindstone in here, but you do see a drill. It is a hand drill, but it is a drill nonetheless.
Well, that was on my list of things to get, so...
Huh. Didn't know you had a list for that.
He does.
What's that for? Oh, right. I remember what it's for.
To
to perfect my knife.
To make stabby knife into maybe stabby sword.
Yeah.
Or just better stabby knife.
I'm curious more about, like, what you said, like, metal ring bands and stuff.
You roboted slightly, but I know what you said.
Oh. How, like, large, like, would they
Varying
be?
sizes. There's... So have you ever seen the tool that's used to measure your ring size?
I think so, yes.
There's one of those there, and right next to it is just a very basic burnished metal band for just about every size. And clearly not all Pokemon can use rings. Not all of them have fingers or digits that can have them. Though some of them might have horns. And it looks like whoever uses the tools in here is very fastidious because everything is labeled and set in a particular way on that series of shelves. So there's a tool for digit sizes, and there's a tool for horn sizes, and there's a tool for measuring bands, etc. And each of them has their own shelf and their own example bands. And the other set of shelves next to them has a couple works that are at best something that could be considered finished. Not made of anything truly valuable, like copper, brass, or similar, not terribly expensive to obtain metals. And for the most part, they seem to have colored glass in place of actual gemstones and inset in them if they have any at all. The most expensive looking thing is something that Brooke will see as they're going over to grab the hand drill, which is what appears to be a portrait frame painted in gold leaf that's just this really fancy design, and it's sitting up against one of the tables.
Okay. Ryder will do two things. First, they will try to find like a band or ring that's basically the size of like the gemstone, so like if they wanted to put the gemstone in it, it would fit. And just like snag one of those. And then Ryder will walk around the room with their orb, sort of comparing the metalwork between the two.
So you were snagging... Sorry, I keep repeating things. So you were snagging one of the kind of finished works that has a glass gem in it, so that you could, like, say, pop it out and put new gem in it?
Yes.
Okay. Filling up everybody's inventory today.
I'm taking the drill.
Yep, I put it in your inventory.
Okay. Well, the frame seems like it could be important, but I don't see what to do with it yet.
It may just be something that somebody made.
Also true.
Though the implication of there being a portrait frame here is that there's probably an actual art room with easels and stuff. Because, as we know, the tower doesn't exactly trade outside much. Though as another point of interest, even though this place is capable of metalworking, it lacks most of the tools that would be useful for, say, weaponsmithing.
I see.
Well, that makes sense. Psychic types don't usually fight with, weapon.
Unless it's a spoon.
There you go. When they like go to war, spoon production goes into full.
Actually, it should be noted that there is a set of silverware on the shelf of finished products for the goldsmithing side of things.
I think after Ryder checks the metalworking to see if they match the orb, which probably not, then they'll just head out the room.
I apologize, I didn't mean to forget about that. No, the metalworking is not the same as your seer orb.
Rook is just gonna head out with Ryder then, if there's nothing else.
Okay. And unfortunately, there really isn't much else in there. It is just a currently unoccupied room. Meanwhile, while they are searching the metalworking room, Ralph, do you open the door for Tucker?
Oh yeah. Maybe kind of looking at somebody, I have my eye on other stuff, but I'll push the door open for Tucker. There you go, good boy.
Oh.
Tucker does that thing when an animal's really excited as the door's opening, like a dog or a cat, where they poke their head through just as it's starting to open, and they like kind of peer through as it's opening, and then finally go through. He does express thanks, though. He looks up at Ralph and says, "Arts and crafts, that's what it was called. I remember it." And he looks, and he kind of just bounds into the room after saying that. It's notable that his nose is going like sniff, 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 sniff. So it seems like his memories are kind of coming back through sense, which kind of makes sense since he has a good nose. He's very distractible right now. Probably forgot the mission. What is in the room?
So, this is the painting room. There's multiple easels that have been set up at different places, including surrounding a small dais or pedestal where a like a figure or a subject would be placed where for practicing artists or art students to do a study on. And there's various works here Most of them are, I guess, finished, question mark. Hard to tell without the artist telling you. And yes, it does include the obligatory fruit clustered together in a bowl as one of them. And there is also pasta art.
Tucker goes over the pasta art and looks elated and seems to remember more. Is Ralph going to ask him anything?
I think Tubby is currently avoiding letting someone else's voice through.
Oh. I definitely invite Tubby to interact with Tucker on this if he has anything to say, of course. When he has the chance.
But to further describe this room, there is another door at the far end. And along one wall are some relatively low shelves that have an assortment of paints in tubes. There are cans of paints. Well, I don't know if you could call them cans. They're more like... yeah, they are kind of cans, but they're made with ceramic instead of metal.
Oh.
It's more like jugs of paint with handles that are all on the bottom shelf.
They're like covered so they don't dry out.
Yeah. And there's tools for rollers, there's paintbrushes, there's also tools for working with charcoal and graphite.
Tucker meanders over to the shelf and honestly just looks like he can't decide what he wants to take.
And there is a singular box, and I do mean a box of pasta, sitting on one of the shelves. Just dry pasta. It is only pasta wheels, though.
Of course, it has to be those. That's
It's only the wheels, there's no other shapes. Welcome back.
Hello. Sorry for the bad timing, Tuppy. Yeah, doing okay?
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping to allow Ralph to make some comments if he wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah, he like looks thoughtful. It's like, I'd be willing to bet that more of these get glued on paper than actually get boiled in water. So, like, seriously, when's the last time you had a bowl of pasta that was made of the wheels?
They're good both ways, but not at the same time.
Yeah.
And it should be noted that there is, well, Ralph and Tucker exploring, there is one particular finished piece that is up towards, I guess if the shelving is the back, this would be towards the front. Almost like, say, the piece that an instructor has made. And it's of an Alolan Meowth sitting in the shadow of another Pokemon.
Yeah, since I can do it whilst I'm walking, they're like smaller like easels that like I can like sort of hold in one hand and like doodle on it with the other hand.
You could. At your size, you could.
Totally. We get one of the charcoals and one of the easels and doodle as I walk. gonna try and make a beautiful portrait of Maul.
Boy, without Mawile there to help you, that might be a bit difficult. But Ralph has a pretty excellent memory.
Tucker does also acknowledge all the paintings, and he does find them interesting, but he's just too excited over the actual supplies, so he can maybe do some painting himself. He will grab kind of just a random assortment of things, whatever he can put into his inventory, I suppose. That is not unreasonable to grab for some basic art supplies. So, like, a paintbrush. Actually, no, he probably wants to do finger painting, so probably just the paints and some paper. And the macaroni, of course.
Okay. So, 2 items. 1 box of macaroni wheels. 2, a small assortment of paints. Congratulations on being the first of the team to fill their bag.
Tucker earned the
Stealing
order
art
achievement.
supplies.
Tucker
Also-
actually goes to try to put more in his bag, being just a little too focused to even notice that his bag is stuffed, and the item he next tries to put in actually falls out. That finally gets his attention. Aww. He just kind of goes, aww. And then he puts it back.
Also, bonus points. Ralph's gonna attempt to draw my wall in a like cute raunchy pose.
Draw me like one of
Like
your
a-
French
like a-
Pokemon.
Yeah, and like a pinup pose or something.
Nice.
Okay.
Calendar pose.
Alright, give me a beauty contest perform. I want to see successes all around. I want this to work. And it's around this time, I should say, that Brooke and Rida will be able to link back up with everyone.
On the way there, may I ask Brooke a question?
Sure.
Is there a purpose for the drill?
Well, I'm building a forge back home, and I was told I need one of these.
Interesting.
I'm gonna see if they'll let me keep it.
You say, clearly going to remember to ask. Clearly. But you walk in, and Ralph is working on his magnum opus. It is an at least half-decent picture of Mawile. And you are pretty sure it's Mawile because it looks like a Mawile, even if the proportions are not all right and the pose is a little awkward.
Tucker kind of refocuses as the other two walk into this room. Oh, hey guys. Didn't see where you went. It's kind of obvious he wasn't really paying attention to where you went.
Other door was a dead end. You guys find anything interesting?
All the art supplies! Tucker just kind of raves for a second. Even macaroni!
Macaroni? Brooke says.
Tucker pulls the bag out proudly with his teeth.
Oh,
Uncooked boss. Good
Yep.
for unique art.
So, Brooke, this looks real out of place. You are the one in this team who would understand this, that this looks out of place, because you have yet to see products like this, like outside of Sea Spray.
Meanwhile, Tucker doesn't seem to have that register at all. He's a little too giddy to notice the acronym of this.
Rook kind of squints at it, but doesn't say anything.
Does Ralph show off his masterpiece?
Before that, Tucker, when Tucker sees Brooke squid, he'll explain. So this can be for eating, and we'll eat some of it, but not all of it, because you also gotta make art with it. Yeah.
I know what macaroni is, Tucker.
He just sort of smiles.
Okay, brand Pokeroni. Wheel edition.
But yeah, for anyone curious, Ralph will bashfully show his slightly degenerate picture.
Slightly.
How's something slightly degenerate?
Tucker gets a look at it and simply expresses, "That's kind of a weird pose."
Well, I mean, artists gotta try new things. That's how you get better.
It is true. I will note personally as the DM that Ralph has not actually done anything explicit with it. He has just attempted a saucy pose with Mawile, and it's not entirely successful.
Pin-up attempt.
Is there a significance to this piece?
Other than I really like the subject, no.
And here you go, Ralph.
There it is. And yes, everybody is filling their inventories today.
I didn't expect y'all to try putting points into the thief move, but
I don't think Tucker even realizes he's stealing, because in school you just grab the art supplies and you use them. You didn't really, you weren't stealing, you were just using them.
After looking at Ralph's painting, can I use the mask to look where we just came from to see if the footprints are still there?
yes. And yes.
Does it look like any of them disappeared?
So, it looks like some of the footprints from when you all originally entered the room have started to fade, and as you watch, more and more footprints are just... It's a very slow fade, but you can tell that the sort of time limit is up. And you may make me we'll say a smart survival logic roll to determine how long you think the footprints last, or if you can math that. You probably can, but... looks like you were distracted, and were not paying attention to how much time has passed. I'm sorry.
Dang.
You can tell it's not a very long time, but it's also not ridiculously short, like, say, 1 minute.
This is useful information.
Yeah.
So 5 to 10 minutes, we'll guess.
Probably. A meow sounds from the front of the room.
Ryder will turn towards the noise.
You look, and you see, because Ryder and Brooke did not exactly look at that painting, you will see a painting of a Pokemon with its shadow detailed out. closer this time.
Um,
Oh, it doesn't sound big and scary, so that's a plus. Okay, you're not secretly big and scary, are you?
where's the sound coming from again?
It's approaching you from the front of the room.
I guess I'll look around.
Alright, go ahead and give me an insight survival alert.
3, 4, 5, 5. There really should be more loot.
And everyone else is free to do so too, if they so choose.
4.
Yeah, let's see if we can't locate this.
What was the roll again?
Insight survival alert. So, you all start looking for the source of this sound, and coming out under one of the desks between you and the front of the room, or rather easels, sorry, is an Alola Meowth on all fours. I need everybody to make an insight, instinct, and will check.
Oh boy. That's a 9.
Also, thank you for retrieving them all.
Oh, you know what? I bet they don't know that it's here. Cause, like, it's a dark type, so it can just, like, scamper around and, like, not be detected.
He's so small.
It is small. Ralph, this cat is adorable.
Yeah, it's such a cute little kid. We should name him
Alright.
S'mores.
Sorry about that. How big is the cat, actually? Should I make it bigger?
Nope, that is the perfect size.
Okay, also, what was the roll again? Sorry, I was unmuted for a second.
But that's okay. It is insight, instinct, and will.
Insight. Instinct, that's an odd roll, and then will. Okay.
Yes, I know it's an odd roll. There's a reason why.
That's a 5.
Brooke and Rida, you are ambivalent to the Alolan Meowth. It is what you assume to be feral. Ralph, it is adorable. Tucker, there is something off about this to you. It feels off. I can confidently say that you do not like it, and you notice that it is missing from the painting.
Yeah, Tucker will... That's what's the first thing he was going to do, was going to glance at the painting that had a Meowth.
Makes sense. The dog doesn't like the cat.
I think this is pretty amusing, actually. And the Meowth pads around Ralph a few times and then sits in Ralph's shadow. And since somebody brought up something interesting, and I hate to interrupt the flow of this, but you all are free to make an Insight Smart Logic check, if you feel like it, to recognize this room.
To recognize the room?
Okay.
I guess I may as well.
Why not?
Insight and smart, so roll both of them.
Yes, Insight, Smart, and Logic.
I'm gonna lay down and beckon the cat to come and be on.
Tucker is going to get in the way of that.
Vegetables.
Tucker isn't sure what's going on and why he does, but he flattens his ears the next time the cat did meow. And he's actually going to just body block between the two. And kind of stare at the cat, unsure entirely if he wants to be aggressive to it, but he doesn't feel right about it, so he just blocks and stares.
Come on, Tucker. There's no need to be jealous. You can come up too. It'll be kind of weird since you're intelligent and all, but
Hey, Tucker.
Yeah.
The cat meows. Please re-roll your thing, -2.
What was it again, the roll?
It was Insight, Smart Logic, I believe.
It's trying to charm us.
No, it was Insight Survival Logic? Oh wait, hold on. Cancel this roll.
Yeah.
Don't count it.
It was Insight, Smart Logic.
Yeah, okay, one second then. Doesn't actually matter which one it was, it's the same roll for me.
You feel like the construction of this room is similar to something you've seen before, but you are distracted defending Ralph from the apparent evil that is this cat.
Yeah, that last roll was the cat roll, I believe.
Yeah, pat my tummy. Come on, kitty. Tucker, don't be mean. Like the kitty, come up here.
Ryda. You feel like this should be familiar. Not that you've been here before, but that you've been in a place that has had supplies like this before. Brooke, you do not remember the room.
Okay.
Something about this room seems oddly familiar.
What did Tucker's last roll do as far as the cat?
Oh no, the cat just forced you to re-roll.
Oh, okay. What'd that re-roll do for me or do against me?
As I said, you feel like the room's construction is familiar, but you can't quite place it. You're too distracted
I
with
thought
the
that
cat.
was... Oh, okay, okay.
The cat meowed, you got distracted.
I see.
Tucker's ears are flattened as he kind of looks at this cat and just expresses to the group, I don't like this cat. I don't know why.
It's perfectly normal to be jealous when something is smaller and cuter than you. But you'll always be the cutest member of Team Tier.
Ralph, do me a favor and take a step back.
But he's on the floor.
He did lay down.
Yeah, I'm laying down trying to get the cat to crawl on.
Yeah.
Cat tries to get around Tucker to climb on Ralph.
Could
Yeah,
actually, important question. You said the cat was going for Ralph's shadow?
Yep.
Did Tucker observe this? Or is it fair that Tucker could observe this?
Yeah, anyone could have observed it. It just chose to stand and or sit on Ralph's shadow.
Okay.
Ryda is somewhat focused on the fact that I remember this vaguely. Why do I remember this? And so they're gonna try to investigate further and try to remember, like, why do I remember this?
Tucker is not focusing on his recollection of this room because he's too focused on trying to stop the cat. He's not entirely sure why, but he wants to stop the cat.
Ryda, you may give me another insight smart logic. So, at a -2, since you are sort of chaining off the last one.
Brooke is going to approach Tucker and ask, just to be sure, something your instincts are telling you not to trust this thing.
Tucker kind of stares up at Brooke for a second before eyeing back to the painting.
I don't think Brooke looked at the painting before.
Did
so.
he look at the painting? I wasn't sure.
Nope.
Actually.
That was something only Ralph and Tucker saw before.
All right. All right then. I'm just gonna do a flat insight roll to direct what I'm doing next.
Okay. Alright. Give me
I just
one.
wanted to know if Tucker was absolutely sure he didn't trust this thing.
All right, Tucker will express. I don't know, but. And then he's going to sort of pause, look at the painting, and express. That painting had a Meowth.
What?
Is that it? Did you cut off?
Did I cut off?
I think so.
Oh,
You said the
did you
painting
say-
had a Meowth and it was quiet.
that was it. That's it.
Okay.
He's just ended the sentence with that painting had a Meowth.
Okay.
Basically, I don't know why this bothers me, but there was a Meowth in that painting. But now it's not. Basically, is what he's pointed out.
Brooke nods thoughtfully. And he's gonna water gun the cat.
Oh, okay. Before we get to that, I just wanted to do Ryda's thing real quick.
Yeah.
Ryda. It's not here, but you remember being somewhere else and painting something for someone important. But the more you think on it, you start to get a headache.
Oh.
Yes, specifically your broken horn starts to hurt the most.
I see.
By the way, looking at the red paint in particular makes your head hurt worse.
Ah, I see.
Something red.
Ryder will just stare at the floor, trying to clear their head.
Also, don't mind me, I'm just doing a thing. I just realized something.
You may go ahead and roll to attack the cat with water gun.
I wanna
Special effect
try
shot.
and let's see. What would I roll to? Oh, actually, there is a thing. Hold up. I wanna make this interesting.
Also, yeah.
It occurred to me, I learned how to remove the bases, so I was just like, hey, you know what?
Also, while Brooke is doing that, Ralph, they are trying to spook off the poor defenseless kitty.
I'm gonna do.
I was doing it out of nowhere, so I didn't think he'd have time to react.
I wanna cover an ally if I can.
You know what? We will keep that accuracy roll for reasons.
Okay.
Brooke, feel free to do a Dex fight stealth,
Okay.
and Ralph can use an insight survival alert, and we will see if he notices in time to do anything.
That's the 3.
Oh,
I'm gonna protect this cat. I'm gonna use one of my hats.
Oh my god.
It is both my greatest boon and greatest regret to give him the hat. Oh no. Ralph, it's taking a while for the cat to get on you. So you turn your head and you see Brooke getting ready to shoot a water gun at it, or so it appears. So if you wish to use cover an ally, you may.
Yes, we're gonna cover it out. We're gonna protect the kitty.
Meanwhile, Tucker's just kind of staying next to the situation. The water gun's definitely catching him unawares, so he's not going to be doing much in this situation, probably.
Does cover an ally have a role? I don't think so.
Thing it doesn't look like.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay, so Ralph, what I imagine happens is you roll over and use that momentum to push yourself to your feet and in the way, because otherwise you are going to squish the cat.
Yeah.
This also happens to put the cat in your shadow. And I assume Brooke was not trying to harm anyone with this, so the water gun would bounce harmlessly off Ralph's back.
You're just gonna push the cat away, maybe scare it off.
More of a squirt bottle rather than a water gun.
Yeah.
New move, squirt bottle. It's like Splash, but ranged.
No, bad. Squirt, squirt. Every time Ralph makes a joke, squirt, squirt, squirt.
I mean, this is a point for you guys to interact.
Oh.
Yeah.
Don't hurt the kitty. I'm gonna name him S'mores. Don't hurt S'mores.
Oh, come on, Ralph. Tucker says he's feeling weird about it, and I trust his instincts.
Well, what about my instincts?
I trust Tucker's instincts.
Tucker will,
Say Tucker is more trustworthy than lovable.
I'm not a trucker. I don't have a vehicle.
A trucker?
He said trucker.
Oh, I said Tucker.
No, Ralph said trucker.
I see.
You trust Tucker. You think Tucker's more trustworthy than I am?
During this conversation,
The pinnacle of trustworthy.
during this,
Most.
he's gonna sneak around the other side of Ralph, and now knowing that he has permission from his team leader to be a little bit rougher, he's going to do the evil act of actually nipping the Meowth at the nape of their neck and trying to grab them and take them away somewhere.
So I require Tucker to also do a Dex survival stealth.
Okay.
Tucker is far more in tune to
Far more in tune to his instincts than Ralph is.
Yes. Brooke is saying this.
So, Ralph, you are currently being mildly distracted by Brooke. I will require another insight survival alert roll.
And we'll see. Come on, RNG privilege. Not quite.
Can't be Tucker. Not this time, at least.
The Shadow Sneak himself.
Alright, Tucker, I require you to make a strike, which is just Dex Fight Brawl. Also,
okay.
the cat meows, so do it at a -2.
Okay. Stupid meows.
As it stares up at you with wide, adorable eyes.
Cute is immune to cute.
Yeah, okay. That was with the -2. Nice.
You try to nip at this friendly little cat. And it scampers off, clattering things along the way.
Tucker kind of follows it. Not like... Keep in mind, the nip was not actually even a bite, it was a grab, technically. But, so it wasn't even going to hurt if it succeeded. But, yeah, obviously the cat's a little agitated now. This is going everywhere. Tucker just follows it with his eyes and tries to see where it's going.
You watch it leave the room towards the clay room.
Okay.
And then it peers at you from behind the door.
Staring contest begins.
Stare.
Tucker kind of does that dog thing where they hunch down because they're really intently staring at something. And he kind of eyes over to Brooke to see what happens next, basically. Also, is Ryder at all involved in any of this?
No, not
Ryder
really.
was sort of distracted with having flashback to
fair enough.
really be part of this. But I say they're focusing back now.
Can we forget the cat and continue with the mission, please?
Very well.
Okay. Kind of warily looks at it and then faces towards the other door.
Ralph, you notice the cat is gone.
Yeah, I hope it's okay. And we're going to open the door.
I need another adventure die.
Alright, adventure!
Adventure Ho.
It's fitting that it's Ralph's turn.
Yeah.
Oh.
4 adventures.
Did we get kicked out again?
You walk through the door, and you leave the art wing and find yourselves back in hydroponics.
Oh no!
Poor Brooke.
Tucker,
Brooke is now annoyed.
once he goes through and enters back into hydroponics, Tucker will just blink a moment, sit down, reach into his bag, pull out the tea cakes, and just start eating them.
Okay, so Mewtwo is going to look over, and he's going to raise eyebrows when Tucker pulls out the tea cakes. And before he can even telepath, that's not exactly what I meant, you start to float. You just start to float, as if you had levitate.
Oh, cool.
Tucker starts, what? It's what you said to do. Oh. And he just kind of blinks a bit more.
Well, now you're immune to ground type moves.
Oh man, I heard of diet tea cakes, but that is ridiculous.
Tucker seems flummoxed, but not alarmed.
Brooke sighs and says, "Okay, everyone take 5.
Yeah, it's about how many
Ryder
feet
will
there I
oblige.
am.
3.
Oh, that's safer.
I have updated the tea cakes.
Okay. Alright, he's gonna stop at just eating one.
Are they gravity cakes?
They're floaty.
Oh! Oh, why didn't I think of that? Ah, that's so much better than floaty cakes.
Oh.
Floaty cakes is sillier sounding, though. I like it.
Well, at the very least, Mewtwo is nice enough to bring you guys all like freshly squeezed berry juice for your trouble.
Yeah.
Tucker will quote-unquote swim over to it.
Doggy paddle.
Does doggy paddling work? He doesn't. All dogs know how to doggy paddle, so he's got it down, obviously, right away. But does it go anywhere?
I'm sure you can move around like that, sure.
Does he manage some momentum with it? I hope so.
It's like you're swimming through the air.
Mewtwo is askewed his hammock and is now lounging on what? Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna take one hand and just casually give a gentle swipe to spin Tucker around with just a little.
He's gonna get dizzy.
Yes.
No.
It's adorable.
How fast of a spin?
Just a very slow one.
Like fast enough to get like dizzy, but not so fast that it would make him throw up.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. But yeah, Mewtwo has exchanged his hammock and it is instead lounging on, like, a relatively lengthy, rectangular... I don't know the word for it. It's kind of like the therapy chair bench thing that you're meant to lay down on or something. Almost, just a bit more luxurious, more cushions.
It's like a lounge chair, basically.
Yeah, just a lounge chair, and they are lounging on it on their stomach, and they are sipping kind of noisily through a straw from their martini glass berry juice.
Nice.
I think it's called like a chase or something.
Probably.
Tucker eventually just goes with it as the spinning does slowly drop in momentum because there's at least some friction in air. But he just lounges in the air since he may as well. Just flop. He does, however, finish the floaty cake. He won't let it go to waste. What was that?
So, I know I've been watching you, but it might help de-stress you to tell me what you found.
We found an art broom that looked like...
Oh. Huh. You know, it's been a while since anyone's used that. I wonder
Yeah,
why. There's all
check it.
sorts of half-finished stuff down there.
I'll be like, yeah, check it out, and I'm gonna show my oxygen sketch of my wall.
Mewtwo just gives Ralph a thumbs up. Just slurp.
Yeah.
Mind if I keep this drill?
I don't see why not. Nobody's using it at the moment. I'm surprised that forge is still going.
Someone should probably turn it off.
Waves dismissively.
It's fine. It's all the way down here. It's not like it's up in the middle of the tower like it used to be.
Oh, well, that's good.
So Tucker says stuff as he spins. Each time he faces Mewtwo, he says a bit more. Nobody uses that room? Why is that? It's got so much cool stuff in it. He just tries to trade his head to like keep facing Mewtwo.
Ryder will use telepathy to just throw up pause Tucker so he's no longer spinning.
Rida with a save.
Tucker does a thankful tongue blip.
Well, it used to be a regular thing. As I vaguely recall. This one,
And they gesture vaguely at Rida with their tail.
happened to participate in a few of the art classes? Something like that. It was probably intended as a form of therapy. In fact, it can be pretty therapeutic to do something creative. It's studying all day is boring. And they flop.
As Mewtwo says this, Rida just breaks the mask to get the gems out, seeing as no one uses the art room, so I guess it's fine.
Well, nobody calls you out on it.
Speaking of cool stuff, where did you get that box of macaroni?
Huh? Oh,
So,
I wouldn't eat that if I were you.
a bit past its expiration date, I suppose.
By about 100 years.
Wow, that's old.
Interesting.
Okay, only for the art then.
We can make fresh pasta ourselves using the stuff from hydroponics. They prop themselves up on one elbow as they turn their head to look over at Brooke, resting it on one hand. It's useful that way, but until everything was set up the way it needed to be, we had to trade with the outside. On the bright side, you've given me a good entryway.
So, we have?
Well, if it's
Entryway?
going through the art room that's currently going unused, with a few adjustments, I could probably fix the door to take you right there and then somewhere else.
I mean, it's a nice place to go back to. More people should do art and stuff. It's nice.
They really should. It's a shame
Yeah.
that they aren't more creative these days.
Yeah, there's also a nice pottery room, and you can make practical stuff with pottery. What with, pots and bowls, cups, he shrugs, mugs, probably dice too. I totally thought about making some dice.
Mewtwo sighs and looks a bit melancholic as they stretch out, just hanging one arm over the edge of the furnishing that they're laying on.
It's a shame, really. This place was supposed to be a self-sufficient haven. But in some ways, they've all become caught up in one thing or another. I bet they'd find it more enjoyable if they went outside a bit more. I digress. The art room was supposed to help with that.
Oh my gosh, I just had a thought that it's kind of, often, Neverland this thought, but I was thinking about, dice with clay, and then I was thinking about dice and gambling. Then I was thinking about the fact that psychic type can read minds. So, you ever, does psychic type ever, go to a casino and, see him with a bunch of money?
What's
I
a
mean-
casino?
I mean, you could, but there's a reason why we're not exactly well-liked there. After all,
Dude.
you happen to have been to one that's run by dark types for a reason.
Ah! Too smart for that.
Tucker has a
thinking
moment
that-
of realization. Oh, that's what those people were doing. He just thought everybody was playing friendly games or something in that one hotel.
Oh man, and here I thought that I could have a free pass, since no one expects Snorlax to have, psychic as a secondary typing. So I thought, haha, I'll go in there and I'll, throw a bunch of money for the good of the team, of course. Yeah.
I actually like how long it took to get back to that. Yeah, Tucker never understood what was going on the base floor of that one hotel. I forgot the name of. He just never brought it up.
It's a cute thought, but Pokemon are a bit smarter than you give us credit for. Well, with that said, they push themselves up and sort of float over to the door to hydroponics. I guess I should rearrange a few things.
Still kind of halfway on it, Ralph mutters under his breath, I bet I could count cards. I think I could count smart enough that with some practice I could.
Just don't get caught. And Kyrio went to stand up for a bit, so I'm going to pause on describing what happens.
This is fair.
Y'all can keep conversing.
Yeah. And on a side note, actually, someone who knew how to count cards demonstrated to me like how broken it is. We actually played a match of Yu-Gi-Oh! Like I gave him my deck, he looked through it, and then he just watched me shuffle it, and like he was able to do it. Like I was blown away. It's like oh yeah, that's, you know, I can like do it. So yeah, I met someone who could count cards, and it's legit a pretty powerful thing.
It is indeed. It's not cheating, but it's cheating. Also, yes, I do like how long that took to come back. Tucker never understood what everybody was doing on the base floor of Hotel Obsidian. It amused me so that he could finally learn.
Gambling!
He was like, wow, everybody likes to play games in this casino. I guess they're having fun. That was all he took out of it.
And unfortunately for Ryda, they are not able to put one of the lenses into the copper ring they took for a monocle, because the lenses are oblong.
I was so looking forward to making a monocle.
It would have looked so dapper on it.
Not even for the dapperness, just because of the utility of being able to, like, see footprints that are left behind.
I know. Unfortunately, they were designed specifically with the mask style in mind.
Ryder just needs to make their own mask.
Or glasses.
Yeah, some cool glasses.
Yeah, Tucker grew up on a ranch of a small town nearby. Also, he was a kid, so no, he didn't have any concept of casinos, really. Maybe I've heard of him in passing, that's about it.
Yeah. Ralph, meanwhile, grew up in one of the biggest towns in Hoenn, so...
He would know a bit more about gambling.
Not to mention Ralph is
do not corrupt the puppy
over.
about this. Do not corrupt the puppy over this.
Also, Mewtwo totally knew what the tea cakes were before Tucker had them.
He was just following Mewtwo's advice.
I will say, in the course of relaxation, you will go back to the ground at some point.
This is good.
I guess that's what you eat before, like, you know, if you're on a strict diet where you gotta do weigh-ins and stuff, you just have a little bit of that in before you weigh in, and you pass.
I'm sorry, I only said half of that ramble. What was the first part? Advising weight loss with this?
Yeah, you're on like a strict diet plan, right? And you have to like go to meetings and weigh-ins and stuff. But you eat the tea cake right before the weigh-in, and then you pass away.
I guess if my belly gets too big and it gets in the way, I could eat one for that.
Hey, no one can tell you to. You just be like, look, see.
Well, make sure I bring one to the next eating contest, I guess.
But they don't make you more full.
Who's float out of the chair? Whee! Oh god.
No,
Imagine
that's to make it easier to leave the eating contest afterwards.
Oh man. Could you? Actually, I'm gonna say this or not, but can you imagine if it don't like quite last very long, and then it wears off and you fall on someone?
I hope they're soft then.
Oh man, it would be very bad if it ran out while I was floating above someone. To
Yeah, let's
it
not
would
have
be
that
flat.
happen.
And welcome back, Kyrie.
I don't want to be arrested because you crushed somebody.
Hey there, Kyrio.
So Mewtwo moves over to the hydroponics door, and there's a bit of a rumbling. And you can feel a bit of vibration as he's touching the door. And there's that glowing outline of blue that he gets. And when the rumbling stops, he moves away and just flops in the most tired/exhausted lazy manner he can onto the chase. Okay. Good to go.
Awesome. Say, Mr. Mewtwo, are you sure you're getting enough vitamin B in your diet?
I assure you I can get every single vitamin I ever need, Ralph.
I mean, because, lack of energy and stuff. Yeah, I feel like you're not getting enough vitamin B. You need to drink more healthy juices. Alright, let's go.
Meanwhile, during this conversation, Tucker, who has eventually landed to the ground, actually just stayed plopped for a while, and then yawned as Ralph is chiding Mewtwo over this and actually gets up.
Mewtwo just gestures to, this obviously plastic-looking champagne fluted glass that he suddenly has, with berry juice in it. And he stares at Ralph, and then looks at the glass, and then stares back at Ralph. You
Give a thumbs up.
do realize we rarely eat meat here, right?
Sorry, it sounds awful. But, keep up the good way. Alright, after you, leader.
Leader typing.
Does this count as like a short rest?
Yeah.
Do I get any health or will back?
Yeah, I'll allow y'all to restore a point of health and to get a point of will back if there are any spent. And yeah, that's
I'm
fine,
the
Kyrie.
only
I
one.
understand.
Meanwhile, Ralph cancels himself on Twitter for being anti-vegetarian.
Thanks, Mewtwo. Brooke says. You ready to go, team?
Yeah.
Ryder nods and follows.
Tucker also nods and places the glass down that he had as well, giving a thankful nod to Mewtwo for the refreshments.
Mewtwo smiles and just sort of waves you all off. Good luck. We're about to reach the climax of the storybook, after all. Okay, round 3, Brooke says, and opens the door. It's the art room.
Yep.
Shortcut.
Shortcut.
Yippee.
This time, however, there is a door in place of the painting that was at the front of the room.
Was that the Meowth one?
Yes.
Tucker will give it a scrutinizing look, noticing the difference. He kind of looks
It's
around for a
broken.
second after growling under his breath to see if the Meowth is around still.
Do you suppose it's full of Meowth?
Sorry, what about the Meowth?
That quarter turn, yes.
That's all you get.
I missed that. I'm sorry.
Ralph's like, you suppose it's full of Meowths? And Grenadier.
And Tucker turned. That's it. If you missed the other part, Tucker was looking around to see if the Meowth was back, seeing that the Meowth painting is completely gone.
You don't see it at the moment.
Okay.
Assuming you all go into the new door,
Yeah.
who wants to do the adventure die?
Me.
I shall roll it.
Okay, you can.
Yeah. I want to attempt to mimic the Meowth voice though.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Yay.
6 adventure.
Hey, you get the real 6 this time.
There's a fake one? Oh, it's a 9.
Archimedes.
9s are lies. They're fake 6s. That's what they are.
No, you got the joke one the first time.
Oh.
I can take you back to Archimedes. Do you want me to?
No,
I
thank
think we
you.
had enough.
Right. As you move through the door, you are hit by the smell of chemicals, reagents, very strong scents, and especially for Tucker, unfortunately.
Oof.
And this sort of strange multicolored smoke wafts out into the art room after you open the door. And it's this short, dark brick hall leading to a wider, dimly lit room that is cast in strange greenish hues.
Ooh, an apothecary.
Not incorrect.
That's pretty cool.
Tucker hesitates a moment before pulling out one of the little fabrics he has and trying to cover his snout with it.
I don't like how it smells in here.
I'll help him out, gently tied around his head.
Thanks.
That's the smell of science. Chemicals mixing with chemicals to make new chemicals.
Science stinks.
Yeah, it kinda does. But it can also smell good, because baking, he holds up a finger, is, by all technicalities, a form of chemistry.
Well, that chemistry is good then.
Yeah.
Tucker
And
just
I
kind of
could
keeps
probably
his head.
spend-
Tucker kind of keeps his head down, since one can presume a lot of these chemicals are on tables or on shelves. So
Now that we've established that Ralph is a nerd, let's go. Brooke asks, wincing a little at the smell.
Well, I never walk along.
Oh, clay room. This is cool. Says some people hanging out there. Metal room. This is cool. This some people said hanging out there. Art room. This is cool. Some people said hanging out there. Chemistry room. This is cool. Says Ralph. Nobody cares, Ralph. We're moving.
Oh,
Oh yeah, I could spend days here, but chemistry takes a lot more time
so
to do safely.
you know what? I will read out a portion of this description because it's really nice.
Okay.
Even the library has need of medicines and research. This is what appears to be a lab of some kind, kept underground like hydroponics, away from most books and tomes. Strange concoctions bubble and distill in glass tubes, vials, beakers, and flasks. There is a cauldron in the center that is being stirred on its own with a whirling, multi-hued liquid inside. There is a clipboard on a nearby desk.
as well as many other alchemy-related items. This does include herbs hanging from the ceiling, and various wooden drawers and cupboards and glass vials and jars containing various ingredients, some of a more gruesome kind.
Ryder will step inside the room and look around, see if they can find a pair of goggles.
All right.
Let's see. Grandma's wig, kitten spit, I have new.
At least 2 of those are probably mushrooms of some kind. Also, that will be Eye of Salamence. Thank you.
Oh, right.
Tucker will just note.
The first.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry. The first 2 were actually a reference on an obscure Nintendo song. So, yeah.
Tucker will just note.
If these rooms are all unused, then why is there so many things bubbling and smelling and stuff in here?
Well, you don't know that this one is necessarily unused. It's just gotten caught in things. Much like hydroponics, which seems to be the loopback point.
This is fair, though Tucker assumes that their adjacency, since they do seem somewhat normally adjacent, at least now that the painting's gone.
I mean, that could have been Mewtwo's doing, you're not sure.
True.
Yeah. I shrug. Yeah, maybe it's a chronomance. You know, like, the place is frozen in time or whatever. So, like, in here, all this stuff just got started, but, like, on the outside, it's been 100 years or something.
Ryda does find a pair of goggles, but they are circular goggles. They are also on the desk that has the clipboard, and the clipboard has notes.
I am interested to see the notes. I'm gonna walk behind her and read the notes.
Yeah, Ryder will read the notes too.
Meanwhile, Tucker finally, flummoxed expression on Tucker, he finally, as Ralph walks away, finally goes,
What?
Aww. I mean, Ralph is probably the best suited to understand temporal shenanigans. I will read Brooke's line now, since we are in a chaos of conversation.
yes.
Might be a part of the defense system, Brooke says. I don't think Katarine has any control over time. Also, I'm sorry if you've been interrupted, Hydra.
I was just saying I was gonna look at the clipboard too.
Okay. I need to be sure. So, as you look at the clipboard, it looks like it has a bunch of chemistry notes of a form. Ralph would probably be able to recognize some of the shorthand being used here. Not a lot of it, because it's a bit different from the sort of shorthand you would have used, but you would probably have passing recognizability for this sort of thing.
Yeah, can I work out roughly what the notes are for? Like, if they're making a medicine or a solvent or a bind?
Something a bit more esoteric. Also, I forgot to tell Brooke, while I'm on this subject, Brooke, there is some very basic adhesive in the art room, but it would not be particularly strong if you chose to take it. I forgot earlier, I wanted to tell Brooke earlier that there was some adhesive in the art room. But the notes here seem to indicate that whatever is going on in the cauldron is capable of taking one item and turning it into another item of a similar type. But there is
in like big red marker letters, a warning on the last page of on the last page of notes to not put anything in there without permission, because it might not be retrievable after it's been changed. Probably wait for something a little tougher than Elmer's glue.
Ryder would like to test the theory and put the goggles in there. They're useless to me anyway.
I'm going to go because Ralph is aware of certain chemical reactions can be quite.
Well, Tucker's naturally backed up anyways. In fact, he split from the group to try to meandering the room to find whatever part of the room smells the least bad. And he will sit there.
I mean, that's going to be difficult. So
He's trying.
Well, as you wander around looking for a portion of the room that does not smell bad, you find a small circular door towards the back of the room underneath one of the desks.
Like, doggy door so small, or?
Relatively small. It would probably fit Ralph and Brooke if they belly crawled, but you and Ryda would be able to get through relatively fine.
Huh, okay.
It's circular, like a hobbit hole door.
Yeah.
Does Ryder explode?
Wait, what? Did you put Ryda in the thing?
I put the goggles in there.
Okay. I have to be sure that some of this is me jumping around. I'm trying to do my best.
Put Ryder in there. She comes out as a Baneri instead of a.
Oh goodness, no. Also, the notes do specify it only works on objects.
Darn.
I'm sorry, the way Car said that, it's like, oh goodness, no, a Banir, that'd be a fate worse than death. Moving on.
No. Well, I don't want to change someone's Pokemon like that.
It's like, Car does not like Banir, confirmed.
No, Baniri is just fine. There are other Pokemon I take issue with, but... That's neither here nor there. So, Ryda, you plop in the goggles, and the cauldron bubbles and roils, and it shakes a little bit, and then it's, like, literally spits out the goggles, and they have been changed.
Cool.
Well, Kyrio, you technically count as an object, so... Just to feed the fantasy. But it literally does spit out the goggles, and they clonk on the floor not terribly far away. And their shape has changed a bit, as well as their composition. Now the strap is made of twine, the goggle portion is made of wood, and the shape of the lenses is rectangles.
Why? Why couldn't they be oval?
I actually thought the lens turned to it. I'm like, hi, heck, yeah, goggles. I put them on. I can see wood. Yeah. It's like...
That would be hilarious.
That would be a
I can see all plants in a mile radius. Yeah.
Well, being that the substance did in fact work, Ryder would see if there's any glass vials to get some of it. Like, if glass vials would even work, or would they just be changed?
Wood vials.
Well, there seems to be a reason that this is being auto-stirred, because the moment you put the glass vial in, it gets spat out again as not a glass vial, but a glass box. A very small one. It even has tiny glass hinges.
Huh.
Neat.
Lucky it didn't break, but it got spat out.
I'm gonna. Hey, Tucker, let me get one of your macaronis.
Tucker,
Oh,
so dude, are you gonna wander over? Because Tucker kind of walked away from that situation.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go find Tucker. I'm gonna ask him for one of the macaroons. I'm gonna put a macaroni in the pot. I'm gonna see what happens.
Tucker looks like he's just about to mess with something on the wall. If you pay attention, it's a door. When you distract him.
What? Oh, okay.
I'm gonna feed the macaroni to the pot.
He pulls out the macaroni bag and kind of carefully bites it open so he can reclose it.
Brooke digs through his
Grab
bag
the
and
one.
shrugs before tossing in a citrine. Hey, Brooke, I need you to roll me a doom die.
Yes, Ralph has a macaroni. That's a 6.
Oh! Okay,
What have you done to your citrine berry? Let's see. Or a citrine gemstone, rather.
You have popped out a diamond.
Oh.
Nice.
Ooh.
And it's... I did say it was medium-sized citrine gemstone, so it is the same size.
Cool. I'm gonna drop in the macaroni. Here you go, pot. Half a macaroni.
Ooh, shiny. I mean, that might make a decent grindstone, I guess. You drop in the macaroni wheel. It spits out a very tiny rubber wheel.
Oh, I wanted a cupcake. Oh well.
I think the odds of that seem to be a little low of how this compositional restructuring seems to work. But hey, fair enough dream.
Oh gosh, I think I need to get more water. I nearly died to a coughing fit. Turns out it's wheel type, not food type. No, the cauldron just decided to go with the wheel type instead of the food type.
By the way, the cauldron stinks, right?
It smells of many strange chemicals, yes.
Tucker kind of just grumbles as he comes back over, since he realizes now that the group is doing things. And he kind of looks over. He's a little late to the party, but...
What you doing?
This pot, like, changes the stuff you throw in it. You take it out, it turns the wheel rubber.
Huh.
It makes a squeaky noise when you squish it.
Tucker's
Squish,
attention
squish.
has been multiplied by 5-fold.
Squish.
It's super small
Squish,
though.
squish.
You couldn't like squeak it in your mouth or anything. You'd swallow it.
Squish, squish.
I'm willing to
Well-
give it a try.
No, I'm sorry. Squeaky toys are for good doggies who don't chase cat.
Tucker's ears flop.
Oh,
I don't think it was a real cat. At least not a good real cat.
baby doll eyes, quick!
Okay. That's a good point. Cute contest alert. Let's see.
What did the warning specifically say about putting, people in the cauldron?
Oh, there wasn't a warning about it. It just says that it only works on objects.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Okay.
Oh no! You
I
tried
know.
to compete with the supernatural cuteness of the painting cat. You cannot break the hold over it, Ralph, that it has.
No, I know. I immediately know why that didn't work. Tucker attempts to muster puppy dog eyes, then they just start watering because of all the damn chemicals in the room, so he just blinks and looks away.
Just tossing stuff in. Kind of weird, but kind of fun, Brooke says. Hey Brooke, here's a hint. It can change things into different things of the same kind. There's adhesive in the other room.
Huh.
I'm sorry, what was Ryder saying?
No, I was just wondering if the document said anything specific of what would happen if someone did, stick their hand in the cauldron.
Oh, right, no, sorry, I should specify actually. One of the experiment notes is one of the researchers doing that and nothing happening, and then one of them standing in the pot like a lunatic and nothing happening. And they concluded that it only works on objects. Because it changed everything they were wearing, just not them.
Oh, that's cool.
Huh. Affects clothes.
But the warning was specifically to not put stuff in there without permission, because then it might not be retrievable. As in, they might not be able to get the cauldron to put it back the way it was. What if, like, a clef key was tossed in? So the keys on the clef key would change.
Very cool.
You might not want to test this on, say, object Pokemon, like Bronzong.
Ryder would stick their hand in the cauldron, pull out a bit of it, and just pour it on the floor and see if anything happens.
That bit of floor changes to be a different type of floor.
Tucker
I
observes
was
this.
wondering how far it would spread.
Yes, this floor is made of floor.
Tucker randomly takes out one of the little pieces of fabric because he has a whole bunch of scraps and such, and just drops it onto the puddle that Ryder made.
There is no puddle.
Oh, there's no puddle. It's just oh wow, it's fast reaction.
Yeah. Instant reaction.
I have an idea that could be catastrophic, so I'm gonna wait for Brooke to change.
By the way, as Brooke is coming in to toss the glue in, because DM nudging,
Just tell you, Brooke.
you guys are noticing that the level of this concoction in the cauldron is slowly going down. So, Brooke, you toss in the bottle of easy-use glue. Go ahead and roll me another Doom die. I want to see if your track record of 6s holds. It's not cheap macaroni art glue, but it's a decent adhesive. More like the glue you get in a bottle that comes with a brush.
Nice. Okay, guys, step back. I'm gonna try something crazy as I pull the star metal piece from my bag.
Can
Oh,
I
boy.
do one more transmutation before that?
Brooke now has a block of decent adhesive. And yes, Ryder, go ahead. We will have Ralph do his crazy experiment last.
Okay, I want to toss the copper ring in and see if I could get a better kind of metal.
You toss the copper ring in. You get an iron ring out.
I am satisfied.
It's stronger.
You made it. Yep, you turned it into an the AU ring into a. What is AU ring? But yeah. Hesitation and let go to see what sort of reaction.
PB into AU. So Ralph warned everybody he was going to do this, right?
What's he put in?
Yeah.
Yeah, the star metal piece, right?
Star metal piece. Okay. What are you all going to do in response to this?
I'm gonna get close to Tucker just in case I need to teleport him away.
Tucker will back up, so I guess you're backing up with him.
And I will give Kyrio a minute. Ah. Copper is CU, so CU to iron.
It's a CU to A. Effie? What is AU? AU must be a woman.
From Q to Phi. AU is gold, I think.
Cute feet.
Cute feet. So Tucker paused.
You sure you want to get rid of that? It's the only one we have.
That's a good question, Brooke. Do I feel it reacting?
You can feel it vibrating slightly, and there's a very dull ringing coming from it. Yes.
Hmm. I don't know. I feel like
Roll die.
yes, but
If you're indecisive, roll die. Or coin flip.
I mean, that is a way to do it if you have no idea how your character would react.
because
Oh,
Roll coin.
flip
Flip a die.
Alright, high. I'll keep it low. I'll drop it in there
Okay.
and see what happens. Trusting in fate and all that. I'm nervous though.
Well then.
I have a good feeling about this.
right.
I don't know. Maybe,
Also, I have to call out Nathan in chat. You're not wrong. I'm just waiting for them to come back.
I mean, Mewtwo has been a little too ready whenever we've come out, so yeah, probably is watching.
You expect him not to? You guys are like the first daytime TV event he's had in years.
He probably has his popcorn next time we come out.
He did kind of say it outright, though.
That's fair.
what did
What did it do? So,
no, what did the person say in chat that you're not?
it would help if their thing wasn't lost in... There
With
it
the
is.
position of Mewtwo there, I like to imagine he is just telepathically watching them while they are in the tower, says Nathan Rask.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that earlier. I'm like, yeah, that's appropriate. So, Ralph, you drop in the star metal piece, and the cauldron bubbles and froths and starts to shake as its liquids whirl around, and the smell becomes more noxious, and the liquid is starting to drain away rather quickly. And the cauldron looks like it's becoming incredibly heated at the moment.
Tucker likes to go back to the door he found.
I second that. Shall we teleport?
Tucker isn't paying attention to the teleport. He's going to the door he found. It's not that far away.
Tucker rushing over to the little door. All it takes is one good nudge and it opens.
I'm going to see what happens.
He doesn't actually go through. He just opens it in preparation, in case needed.
You guys should stand back.
He does express, though.
Brooke watches. Did you break it? Oh
Sorry.
boy.
Oh, no.
I require Dex Fight evasion rolls -2 from both Brooke and Ralph at the moment.
Oh boy.
Chill as the Tucker.
Like, y'all are standing real close to some dangerous experiments.
Bad smell became badder smell equals bad, don't stand near it.
So
Wow.
my brain wants to imagine Brooke standing behind Ralph as a way of defense, but that's mean. So, Brooke, feel free to describe how you avoid this.
What is
Well-
happening? Yeah.
There's this thunderous noise and a crack,
in a flash of light as effectively whatever's in the cauldron has exploded. And Ralph will be taking 3 fire damage, not mitigated by your special defense. It will be mitigated by thick fat.
So yeah, so total.
Yes.
2. Okay. I imagine since the cauldron was heating up and stuff, and then it blew up, so I imagine you want to use something counter heat in the situation. Brooke has some options for that.
Yeah, I think you can squirt it off before I pick it back up, assuming it's, not in a million pieces.
I don't think Brooke would have had much time to react, so he probably just stood there and happened to not get hit, so he just kind of keeps his arms crossed like he meant to do that. That's fair. That's the sort of thing I feel is appropriate for Brooke, I'm gonna be honest. You just stand there, you happen to not get blasted somehow. Your coolness protects you.
A little bit of smoke just goes off the end of his red spikes on top of his head. That's it.
Yeah. Just Disney cool guy levels of standing there. But Ralph, you are your front is completely covered in blackened soot and or ash from whatever this was.
Is there anything left where it was?
Well, when the noxious smoke clears and whirls up into a ventilation shaft in the top, you really gotta be more careful, Ralph, Brooke says. But as it rolls up, eventually it clears, and you see in the center of this now destroyed cauldron, boy, whoever was making that is going to be upsetty. Upsetty spaghetti.
Well,
I only have macaroni. I don't have spaghetti.
Yeah, the spaghetti didn't break it.
Is the star metal piece unchanged?
Well, I will poke it first to make sure it's not red smoldering hot.
It's warm.
Alright, well, I'll take it and put it back in the bag. I kind of suspected as much, or at the most, that it would open up and have something on the inside or something.
Star metal piece. Ooh, liquid. Boom.
Tucker kind of wanders back over. Tucker actually kind of slinks back over after everything calms down to kind of survey what happened.
Yeah, Ryder will rush over to Brooke, ready to heal any injuries, and sort of surprised to see that Brooke is just perfectly fine.
Yeah, I protected him, of course.
It didn't smell very good, but it was kind of interesting. There's probably another 914 ways you could have used that. Too bad it's broken.
Huh. He just ate the magic potion, Brooke says. I guess we're done playing around.
Maybe
Sad.
magic and magic don't like to play together.
I mean, who says it's magic? Well, you says it's magic, so...
It is very clearly chemistry.
Well, what'd you find over here, Chuck?
I would like to heal pulse Ralph.
That's fine.
Also, to anybody who gets the numerical sequence, you're good. Anyways.
Chemists in our world are clearly just not trying hard enough. Well, okay, alchemy is a bit more esoteric than just chemistry, but yes. Yep. All is well. Ralph is healed, and Ryder has spent a will point.
And Tucker will point out the door he found in the wall.
I found this. I think it only fits small Pokemon though.
Oh gosh, yeah, I don't know if. I mean, like, someone might need to push me through that.
I could probably crawl through that. So, Ralph, you go first.
Yeah, okie dokie, here goes nothing. He'll get on his belly and try to squeeze through.
Right then. I want to say Vitality, Survival, Athletic, which is pretty decent for you.
I
While
really
they're trying to-
hope I bought.
Decent is what I call that roll. I don't know if decent's good enough, though.
What were you saying, Ryder?
While they're trying to cram Ralph through the hole, I'm gonna snag the clipboard with the written stuff on it.
Gosh, Team Kleptomania today.
It was very useful, so being able to recreate it would be pretty cool.
Right. Alright. Ryda becomes the resident witch. Kiki's delivery service. Alright. So Ralph, you managed to squeeze your way in, but it is uncomfortably tight for you. You may be finding yourself glad that you are not a regular Snorlax at the moment.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah, I got one more tea cake and I want to fit through here.
There is a point, however, when you become stuck, and that's kind of when it reaches the point where your legs are not where you can, like, bend them to, like, push yourself forward anymore.
Okay, guys. But this is it. I can't chuck it in anymore.
You are luckily near the exit, so one could push you out. Alright, Tucker, use tackle, Brooke says, with all the authority of a trainer who is done.
Tucker kind of takes a breath. Okay. And does indeed respond to that, and he will use tackle.
I won't make you roll for it.
No, actually, I'm kind of curious if he can succeed at knocking Ralph through or not, but okay.
If you want to roll, you may. I won't make you.
Just for fun. Oh. I messed that up. One more die. Doesn't really matter, but... Okay. I mean, it's hard to mess up a tackle in this situation. Tucker does a resounding charge and headbutt into
Get
Ralph.
a little run up and boof. Ralph, you tumble forward and out of this small passage. You cue cartoony squeaking noise as you push out the other end, and then and you flump to the floor, and you find yourself in a room with several pedestals. 3 of them, in fact. And each one has a colorful book placed upon them. And I will go into more detail when the others have arrived.
Tucker looks at Brooke next and sees the next chalkiest, technically. Though I imagine he fits.
Brooke curls in next. It is a tighter fit. Well, it's not tighter than the fit for Ralph, but it is a fairly tight fit for Brooke, but it is enough that you can still move. It's just going to be a bit slow for you. Any bigger and you would have problems.
Tucker, trying to be helpful, just calls out,
Tackle again?
watching Brooke's slow progress.
I should be good, Brooke says, twisting a bit back and forth,
Well,
needing
okay.
to do a bit of a crawl. And Brooke, you manage to get halfway out the end, and you get kind of stuck at the hips. So you are hanging out of this area that's just above the rest of this room and off to the side. And you can see Ralph there waiting for y'all, as well as the pedestals with the books.
The thighs don't lie, but they do impede.
Can you give me a pull, Ralph? Brooke asks.
Yes. I'll grab his hand and I'll yoink him out of that.
You have
Gently.
enough strength, there's no reason to make you roll that.
Yeah.
You manage to pull Brooke out with another. And you are now both in the room.
Ryder show gesture for Tucker to go first.
Tucker probably has absolutely no eventfulness in going through the door.
Okay,
Oh,
short
he-
stacks, coast is clear.
Wait, who's short stacks?
Tucker and Ryder.
Us.
Clear.
Oh, I see. I see.
Hey, I'm only short because I have 4 legs.
And he just kind of comes through.
Yeah, Ryder just leisurely walks as well.
Might not be able to walk the whole way. You're not that short, but... Well, okay, Tucker might, considering some of these model differences.
Interesting.
But-
I could actually change Tucker's idle pose by when I time the animation to stop. I just noticed that.
Now that you all are in the room, there are 3 pedestals, each with a book. There is a weathered book with an icon of a tree and a storm upon it, a colorful book bearing a fairy and dragon-type imagery, and a black book with a silver frame.
Ryder is drawn toward the Dragon Fairy book. Doesn't touch it, but inspects it.
In cursive script, the title is Fantasyland.
I suppose I will take a look at the book that says that's black and has the casing, the silver casing.
Well, there's a silver framing on the cover.
Yeah.
On the spine, in embossed but not colored, is the text Grim Tidings.
Well, that doesn't sound fun. What's that one say? Oh, well, right. You guys are kind of short. I'll walk over there and...
I'm gonna let Kyrio type. Also, I hope the audience is doing well tonight.
Agreed. We've been basically saying at 50 viewers today, which is pretty nice. It's a
Cool.
pretty good number.
Excellent. I hope everybody's having a good time. Burke will look around and see if there's anything else of note. Unfortunately not. However, this seems to be some sort of central chamber with branching halls that lead out to multiple other doors. So it seems that whatever this is may very well be your destination, or at least a way to it.
Huh. So there are corridors leading out to other directions, technically?
Yep.
Okay.
Or rather, corridors leading here. And Ralph, if you lean over to look at the other book, in some gold leaf text, just simple print underneath the imagery of the tree in a storm is, "As a leaf before the storm."
Tucker will pay less mind to the pedestals in the books themselves, because they're, well, kind of higher up for him. He would indeed look around the room, too, and note the same thing Brooke noted, probably. What is the room made of?
It looks like stone.
Okay.
Stone brick, specifically, but Fantasyland seems the least dangerous. But when you look closer at the ends of the roads or passageways, however you would wish to describe them, leading outward, radiating out from this place, they seem to sort of degenerate somewhat into basic block-like shapes. Rather than being the more regular smooth stone walls with brick, it's more like these blocky shapes that have a brick texture on them, clustered together.
Oh my gosh, it's a portal to Minecraft land.
Not the intention, but sure.
My interpretation was,
Oh, level detail decreases over there.
Ryder will ignore the pedestals, being as the titles seem more akin to fiction, which isn't really their thing. So they're just gonna see if any of the doorways look any different than each other.
Nope. They all look the same. And if you peer through them, you see more of the same misty halls that you've been going through before, or stairwells. One of the doors even leads back to the playroom.
Can your lens see the right way?
Ryder will try the lens.
So funnily enough, when you hold up one of the lenses, which is very awkward given it is just the lenses at the moment, also, side note, I'm surprised you didn't try dropping one of the lenses in to see if it came out as a circle.
I was tempted to, but I didn't want to risk losing the lenses.
I mean, you have two.
True.
Sorry, just like in after. Oh no, Beerus.
yeah, he said he's going to bed.
Oh, okay. Good night,
So it's
Beerus.
not good. Though seeing somebody disconnect
Good
does
night.
make me think, oh, I should save the table. I haven't done that today. So, yeah.
So you look through one of the lenses, which again is awkward to do since it's just the lens itself. And you see the footprints of everyone else, and then you see what appears to be a sort of wavy trail of sorts. And it leads from one of the doorways up to the pedestals and ends there.
Which pedestal would it be?
It just stops in the center of all three.
Okay, then. It appears there was someone else here very recently.
Can you work out where you went?
To the books.
And I'm gonna let Kyrio type before I propose my next act.
Brooke just picks a book at random. Grim Tidings is right in front of him. Oh boy! Sorry, Tubby?
Oh, I was gonna say, Fantasyland's the one in the middle, right? So,
It's true.
but I took that and I will wait and see what happens. Pretty sure I saw a movie about this one time.
Ah, good, my references are getting through. So, Brooke, you open up Grim Tidings, and you all are surrounded by darkness for a moment. And when light returns, it's not the same light you've been growing accustomed to in the library. And in fact, now would be a good time for a music change. Brief as this area might be.
Oh, sure. What would you like?
We need something spooky and or eerie. I'm
Okay.
gonna look in locales.
All right.
And then Corpse Fang came back.
Also, oh no. Let's not. But also,
Locales number 10, please.
okay, locales 110.
Yep.
All right.
Locales 10.
Yeah, I'm just wait. We only have one locales page right now. You forget
Yes.
that.
Yeah, I said locales number 10.
Yeah, I was checking if it was locales 1 or locales 2, and then I realized there's no locales 2. What's this? Limited time offer. Get 50% off the first year of our annual plan for artists. I don't care. No, if you don't mind, I'd like to click this. Thank you. Ah, okay, that one.
It's appropriate. If a bit happy for some reason, but eh.
It was meant for a ghost-type town, this one. If you want a grimmer one, you could try 11.
Yeah, number 11 may be more appropriate.
Will that one work? Just give it a listen.
Yeah, 11 will work.
Okay.
I thought Dirt Trail was going to be less boppy, but
It was
it
meant
is.
to be a town. Yep.
You find yourselves in the outskirts of what appears to be a town of Gothic architecture. Trees without leaves reaching up their bare claws towards the full moon. As it lights your way down a cobblestone road into town. The most startling hues that reach your eyes are those of sanguine accents, windows, banners, lettering on signs. Black, silver, white, red, and gray. You seem to be in another world, almost. Would have preferred Fantasyland, but had to do what Brooke would have done. I understand. It's okay.
Would you like a map change, or is it too brief for that?
It depends.
I mean, like...
I don't know how long it's going to be, is
Okay.
the main thing.
I mean, it's easy enough
This-
to change maths, so I just figured it out.
You see a good trick. You think the trick would work for, like, a cookbook or something?
Do you want to be cooked?
No, I want to eat cooked food.
Man, isekai again.
So we're in sort of a dark village, basically. Is that how you define it?
Somewhat. People know I like Bloodborne, but this isn't exactly as dark as Bloodborne.
We're like in Mauritania or something.
Talk about an immersive narrative, Brooke says. Anyone know this story? So as Brooke asks this, there is a metallic creaking, followed by the creaking of wood from behind you. And when you turn to look, you see a spindly figure with gleaming eyes and a jagged, glowing mouth, looming from one of the distant trees, staring at you.
Also, I have something here. Would this work?
Yeah, we can use that for now.
Okay.
We can just put it over top the current mat.
Yep.
Since we're
Easy
going to go
enough.
back to that.
I'll just move everybody over for a second.
Is
There we
this
go.
Halloween Town?
There we go.
Oh, we could have swapped a decrepit lab for the alchemy lab.
We could have, yes. Well,
Oh.
it's fine. I'm just thinking mats. We have them. We should use them now. Then why not?
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those things where I can't tell if it's going to be brief enough.
Fair.
Ryder will look through the lens again to see if there's any other tracks here.
Nope. And in fact, as the creature begins to move with... sorry, just a moment. Okay. As it begins to move with janky, jagged movements towards you all, it leaves no footprints.
I'm gonna try and make myself look big and tough to try and scare it away. I'm gonna show it who's scared.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe
Good.
don't antagonize the locals.
You can do tough contest intimidate.
Now, what's this thing exactly look like, or is it the shadows still?
It's in the shadows. But as Ralph is moving ahead and trying to puff himself up, it
I'm gonna
briefly
switch
passes into the moonlight, and it's almost like a gangly scarecrow made of metal and darkness, with angular features and a wicked face.
I think I just put my shield in here.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna hold up my. I'm gonna like ready up my shield for the intimidate bonus wherever it just got sucked into. I'm not sure.
It's
Your
underneath
efficiency
the
bag?
spear.
Ah. Under it? Okay, there it is.
Yeah, he quick swapped from the shield originally into the sphere.
Ah, yeah.
Spear, sorry.
Yeah, that's right. It was on top of it.
Alright. So that's tough, contest, intimidated.
Correct.
Yep, with the bonus from the... That's a really good roll for me. I'm scary. Or not. But I do have one more... I do have one more hat, and I really want this to work.
Feel
Fair
free
enough.
to spend your hat.
Also, I'd like to ask, so, just to recap, who touched the book?
Not Ralph, Brooke opened the book.
Brooke opened the book at the moment, and in the blink of eye, we were just here?
Yep.
Okay. Wow.
Still not that scary.
Yup. So Ralph, you move ahead to try and ward off this creature. And it pauses. And there's a very slow creak as it tilts its head.
Tucker's a little flummoxed on how they got here, but looking at the situation, he actually approaches as well. I guess I'll move people back like this.
It screams at all of you in this
terrifying metallic pitch and begins to move with a frightening speed down the wooded path towards you. Creepy, Brooke says a little nervously. We should probably avoid that thing. With screams, he says, "Yep, okay, we're leaving."
Yep.
The path behind you is cobblestone, leading into the town. Down at the end of this winding path, there appears to be one building that has yellow lights on, and a lamp above the door. All others appear to be locked and padlocked. And I think, since it's 10 o'clock, this is a good place to stop.
Good session.
I agree.
Lots of shenanigans.
I'm just going to give y'all 3 experience, because there were too many good roleplay moments and things being done this time for me to not give you the extra one.
Okay.
Didn't
Also, is it
expect
far
to
enough
find-
away where we don't have to fight it off to get away from it?
At the moment,
Okay. Wasn't sure how close it was.
it's something for future you to worry about.
Tucker was about to do something, but I guess it may not be necessary to remember for next session, so... Fair enough, then.
Didn't expect to find freaking Candlejack in a Pokemon game. Yep.
I feel like this is low key. We're trapped in the back rooms again. Like the back rooms are just kind of an entrance to the back rooms is in the fucking psychic underground tower, which I wouldn't, bat an eye.
Oh hey, I actually scared people. I apologize, but also that means I did my job.
I have a very spookable audience. Sometimes when I just come onto my mic at the start of stream, people are like, "Oh my god!" I guess the way I come on. I don't know. Well, that was a pretty fun session. Okay, I've had
Thanks
my
for the game
experience.
car. I'm gonna make a diamond shovel.
I guess you could. Well, no, you need more diamonds for that. No, actually, you can make a diamond shovel one. Never mind.
Just one
you can get
diamond.
shovel.
You don't have sticks, though.
Or a jukebox. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what Pokemon could have use for a diamond for, but if you can find someone who wants it for some reason or another...
Ryder will find a way.
Pretty adornment for your knife. It's a decently sized diamond. Actually. Oh, go on.
Do you even remember the super meta joke that Team Rocket made in one of the movies, where this like James finds like, oh, he found something, and Jesse's like, oh, is it valuable? Maybe silver, gold, maybe the third. It's like, or is it ruby? Or is it ruby, sapphires, emeralds? Is it diamonds or pearls? And he raises a finger and says, it's not that black and white. And that was...
That's so dumb.
It was like the year before. But like they list off all the Pokemon titles. It was like a year before Black and White came out. And James raises the finger and says, it's not that black and white.
Goddamn. To
That's
be
terrible.
fair, gemstones might be usable to create magic jewelry, so...
True.
Maybe Ryder will be a witch.
Right, it will be what?
Well, I mean, there is an empty onyx in there, so...
the black jewel that Tucker used.
Oh yeah, it is a receptacle clearly for special things. That's why he's held on to it. May not be special by itself, but it can hold specialness. Actually, what was it? It's just marked magic jewelry. What was it? Just a rock. Like, it was just a rock, right?
It had dark pulse in it.
It was a rock, though, like, right?
It was a gemstone, yes.
A gemstone. Oh, so it is a gem. Did I ever figure out what kind of gem it is?
I believe I described it as an onyx before.
An onyx. I should probably put that in.
I guess if we go to terrestrializing rules, a diamond would hold normal type move. Maybe. It's a diamond, though, so who knows? I would assume normal types are a quartz.
If you go by terrestrializing news, you're gonna have to explain them because I don't know those. The rules of that.
Don't worry about it. We aren't doing that here. I
mean, if you guys introduce, hell, if the latest gen stuff gets introduced to Pokerole, that's fine. Just saying. I just need to.
There are some latest gen Pokemon that I would like to introduce one day, but definitely not anytime soon.
I got a bunch of stuff I gotta catch up on Pokemon-wise. Just to read up on it, at least. Like I did with X, Y, and Sun Moon.
Not as many strong designs as Sword and Shield, though.
Yeah.
Gotta be honest.
Yes, for the fact that I didn't really care for Sword and Shield's generation, like the games themselves, were kind of just but there were a number of good Pokemon in those, honestly.
Just a reference to the type that the normal type hat is just a diamond, which is correct.
I see. Hat. Okay.
Yes, hat.
So does
also,
everybody have their experience added, just to make sure everybody does that?
Yes, please make sure you've added all your XP.
3. I'm almost back at 100.
Just as a note, Mewtwo totally does have like this projected screen where he's watching all of you from wherever he's lounging, and Luxray and Florence are just kind of subject to either watching it or doing something else.
Well, I hope he's having a good time. Oh yeah, that's right. Learn as much as possible on the Poochyena move sheet, because the Mightyena move sheet is basically an entirely different sheet. Just remember that.
I hope he doesn't charge us for the cauldron. Well, I mean, he's not the one who left the dangerous substance out and didn't cover the damn pot, so it's not his problem.
True. He's the overseer of the library. Doesn't mean he has to care about everything that happens in it.
I mean, technically, it means he does have to, but
he could. He's the overseer. He could choose that. Also, a good point was made. It's kind of weird to do at the end, but actually maybe not weird. There is indeed new art I didn't show up at the beginning of last session, or the beginning of the session. So I'll show it off now as we close out. Let's see here. What was the last piece of art I shared last session? I don't actually remember where this left off. Did I show the Christmas Tucker art last session?
Yes.
Okay, then I think it's leaves off from here. Also, I want to remark that I made a stealth reference that was too stealthy, and I'm going to explain it since nobody got it. Earlier, when Tucker was commenting on the cauldron and he commented there's like another 914 ways they could have used it. Nobody got the reference, so somebody look up SCP-914. You'll get the reference then.
Oh, ha. I get it.
Because you basically made SCP-914. I just wanted to say that.
That's fine.
Just missed the dial settings for fine, very fine, rough. Alright, so there's a little bit of new art. I think, was there any art made this session? I don't know, actually. But there's a little bit more Christmas art. I'm going to share that first.
Thank you for playing Kyrio. I hope you all enjoyed. Also, I have to gush over Kyrio's art of the Mewtwo I have displayed. It has made me love Mewtwo so much more.
Definitely. I definitely agree with that. Also, good night to you, Kyrie.
Yes, I am also going to head off.
Good night to you as well, Car. Thanks for the game, guys. But yeah, to finish off here with you guys in the chat. So here's some Rise Christmas art done by Ennio, like all the other droves upon droves of Christmas art he drew this year. Really just went nuts, he did. We also have, from Rebel the Galarian Zigzagoon, or Rocky in other words, like he keeps changing his names. Listen, when people change their Discord name, I just start naming the art after their current Discord name, so if it's the same person with different names on their art profiles, well, that's just because they kept changing their name. Anyways, Rocky did this one of Tucker. Reese did a little something. A couple things, actually. Did some pixel art stuff for, again, Christmas. So here's... I believe they're using existing sprite for the Crocodile, but with edits. But the rest of it's, I think they did it themselves. So there's Brooke doing a little bit of snow for Squirtle and Snom, which is nice. And then we also have from Reese. We also have Ralph being a snowman, I suppose. So I think that's probably all the Christmas art this year. We had a lot of Christmas art, though. So that's kind of fun. But with that being said, I guess we're about done here. Let me just save the table. I'll save it on this so I remember which save is which. That's the easy way of remembering. There we go. Whoop. With that being said, though, I hope everybody enjoyed the session. And, yeah, you're still here. I did, Tubby.
I too am still here.
Most people leave, but you guys do not.
I want to get some cookie.
Some what? Some food? Food's
Cookie.
good.
Yeah, cookie.
Cookies are good. I wish I had a cookie. But yeah, there was a nice session. Of course, we are getting ever closer to session 100. So 2 more sessions, and then we will be hitting 100, which will be kind of cool. I don't know exactly what's going to happen in that session, but it will result in a few changes, which I'm eager to show off when it comes to that. But
by the way, whatever it is, we don't know either. Like the other players, like I have no idea.
I mean, maybe we'll be done with Hattereed's Maze by then. Maybe.
Maybe it'll be a beach episode.
Let's see here. And there. Okay, cool. But, yeah, with that being said, though, I'm going to leave the call and do my outro. So you guys have a great night, okay?
Good night.
Good night. But, yeah, with that being said, session 98... Yes, session 98 will be... When will that be? That'll be on the 18th. So, January 18th, come back for more Pokerole then. And, of course, if you want to help support the channel beyond just Pokerole, of course, I stream Fridays, Tuesdays, Sundays. That's not the order that the week goes, but, you know, whatever. So do think about coming by on other streams if you want. Friday should be, actually... Let's see, what was I going to do Friday? I don't remember. Oh, yeah! Spooky Times. We're going to have a full noon Friday on Friday, so you guys can look out for that if you want. But with that being said, that was indeed session 97 of Pokerole. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all again very soon. Good night.